Held between the 17th to 18th of September, the Tanagra International Airshow, or Athens Flying Week, celebrated its 10th anniversary in 2022. Showcasing mostly a display of Hellenic Air Force air power, there were also foreign visitors from Europe, the Middle East and America. Hosted at the active Greek airbase of Tanagra, it is fairly easy to reach by train from Athens. A 1.5 hour train journey plus a short trip in a taxi later, and I was inside the military base for Greece's largest airshow event of the year. Being at the active military airbase for the airshow gave the perfect opportunity to visit the lineup of Hellenic Air Force aircraft that the squadrons proudly display. The airbase has its own mini museum, probably the most impressive exhibits of which are these two colourfully painted Dassault Mirage F1s that stand by a memorial. As I had seen at the Dekelia Aviation Museum, the Greeks certainly know how to paint a special display scheme. An equally colourful aircraft was the North American F-86 Sabre, this one being painted in an aerobatic team's colours. Further American-designed aircraft include the Lockheed T-33 Shooting Star and the TF-104 Starfighter trainers. Both of these aircraft are in natural metal overall, but the Hellenic Air Force also had both of these aircraft types in three-tone camouflage schemes commonly known as the Southeast Asia scheme. This colour scheme adorns the last aircraft of this lineup, the Convair F-102 Delta Dagger. After having only just seen one of these the day before at the Dekelia Air Museum, I was now seeing another example of the Convair F-102 in Hellenic Air Force colours. As there were only a handful of aircraft on show at the museum as gate guards, this video will also include the aircraft that made the static display of the 2022 Tanagra Airshow. Although not a massive lineup like some of the world's most renowned airshows, there were still some interesting and exotic types from several different air forces. First up were two Sikorsky SH-60 Seahawk helicopters provided by the US Navy, belonging to the aircraft carrier USS George W. Bush. Both of which had personnel all too happy to let you take a look inside the cabins and cockpits. Greece's varied helicopter force was well represented by both the Army and the Navy. Olive green camouflaged examples of the Bell OH-58 Kiowa and UH-1 Huey, Boeing's AH-1 Apache, and the NH-90 were all on show and popular with spectators. My favourite of all the static displays was the Saudi F-15 Eagle, finished in a spectacular display scheme. The Saudis have shown themselves to be quite creative with special display schemes recently, with the fleets of Eurofighters and Tornadoes also displaying some interesting schemes. On the opposite side of the airfield were the European fighter jets, France having provided their Dassault Rafale. As a new customer for this aircraft, Greece had their own on display too. A total of 24 had been ordered by the Hellenic Air Force so far, which began entering service in 2021. The Hellenic Air Force also had another Dassault product in the shape of the Mirage 2000. Although not flying on the day, the German contribution to the Tanagra Airshow was 2 EF-2000 Eurofighters and a Panavia Tornado. The latter was complete with a hint of tiger meat from its wing-mounted drop tanks. The Italian Air Force was represented by 2 trainer aircraft, the Aermacchi MB339 and the M346. The M346 is a 21st century trainer aircraft that has found service in a few countries around the world, but has stiff competition from other trainer aircraft. Two trainer aircraft from the Hellenic Air Force were then on show, the T6 Texan II turboprop and the very long-serving Rockwell T2 Buckeye. Although long since replaced by the Americans and having served since 1976 in Greek service, these aircraft are still active with the Hellenic Air Force. Lastly, hiding away by one of Tanagra's hardened aircraft shelters were 2 Pilatus PC-7 trainer and light attack aircraft of the Austrian Air Force. One is in a standard green and brown camouflage scheme, whilst the other is adorned with a snake motif down the fuselage sides. Of course, the main reason for coming here was to see the airshow itself, and I found the best place to be was by the viewing platform, where you could get a brilliant view across over the taxi line. If you have enjoyed this video on the Hellenic Air Force Museum outside Athens, why not leave a like and follow my channel for more, and I'll bring you many more videos on air museums, as well as historical places of interest from the rest of the world. However, until next time, see you around.